Hey everybody, good energy to you guys. Now mornings are rough with my voice, so just bear with the gruffiness. But I want to talk about some things that have been on my heart. So since me and Joy did the stream, the last stream we did together, or the last stream I jumped onto her stream rather, I brought up the Uhtred comment, like why she chose to use her YouTube logo for that one video that I happened to see, calling herself Miss Uhtred, and whom was her Mr. Uhtred. And she answered, after some hesitation, just keeping it real, that it was a Loki. It was Cory Stansbury that she was referring to. And by the way, I've this video, like, I've felt like maybe I should talk about this, but I haven't, because again, I'm not the dude who likes to provoke fires. But when it comes to honesty, in the times that we're living in, I mean, this is what I need to do. I need to learn to speak up more when I see bullshit, or when I feel like there could be some bullshit, because I really don't know. But I do know that I have had a compulsion to try to contact Cory Stansbury. I actually went into Facebook and checked out his profile page just to get a better feeling of him, and and Yana, and why she referred to him as Uhtred, and just seeing what type of things lined up in regards to that. Now, I haven't I don't think I've shared this with you guys. I know I haven't shared this with you guys, but my dad's side of the family, so my mom's side is Irish predominantly. That's where I get my Irish from. My dad, Polskamp is not the blood name of his bloodline. That is an adopted name. There's a long story that I don't even know about, but I don't even know if he wants me to tell him his original name. It's kind of silly, but anyways, it's Finnish. We come from Finland. My dad's bloodline is from Finnish, from a famous peninsula, actually. But because he's kind of weird about names, I don't know if I want to divulge that without asking for his permission. So I'm just going to say that, yeah, I've got Irish and Finnish blood. So the Finns, Finland, that's a northern country. Although I don't feel like the same connection to being a Viking as I do being Finnish, but I am a part of that area of the north. I've also always had a very strong association with Russia and Russians. So, and I think because Finland is very close, and they also fought the Russians, probably a couple of times, but I know of one time in particular because it was a story told to me. But yeah, I have always had a thing for Russians too, and Finland is right next to Russia, I'm pretty sure, or at least I think they have. Do they share borders? I don't know, but it is farther to the east than other northern countries are. So, anyways, now that I've shared that, and like I said, since I'm tall, I mean, I do have kind of a Scandinavian complexion, so I figured it was kind of a thing that people could gather on themselves. But I thought I'd just share that with y'all to also just further, strengthen the reasons why I had come up with the assumption that she was talking about me. And again, this isn't me trying to prove her from her ways or trying to get into her life or anything like that. It's really just me trying to shed light on what's really going on, because it doesn't make sense. And based on what Giannis told me about in her audience about how when she feels about people, she's very forthcoming and open and straightforward about it. So if that's true, then why haven't we heard more about Cory Stansbury? If you claimed him as your husband, that's a significant thing to do, and you just made that one little small YouTube video with the clip down there in the bottom claiming him, and then you really haven't talked very much about him, especially compared to other people. Now, you did make the video about, having a dream about him. I think when I was curious about him, you made a video. And then last night you gave a shout out and you were reminiscing about times you had with him, with him fishing, and you guys sitting by the fire and stuff. And they sound like lovely times too, by the way. So again, I'm not trying to hate on her or them or anything that's going on, but at the same time, when I smell some bullshit, I'm gonna call it out, and it's also not fair to Cory Stansbury, because if he is watching the channel, your videos, and he sees that, from his perspective, I could see how he might be kind of confused too, So part of me is like, maybe I should bring him into this whole thing and we could all figure out a little bit more clarity to what's really going on. And I also know that sometimes, this is just something I'm theorizing, but I feel like it might be hard sometimes if somebody's been lying a lot, that it can be hard to get out of that lie. And sometimes you actually might need people like me, or people like me speaking the way I'm speaking to somebody who's been lying, in order to get that lie out of them so that they stop lying. Like sometimes people really, it's like a drug addict. Sometimes, like, you know, the SteveO, if you guys have heard of SteveO from Wild Boys, you know, it's a very, very beautiful story of what happened to get him clean. Like, he was about to kill himself. I mean, well, he was about to do a fucking stupid, crazy stunt after being high as fuck on nitrous oxide and a bunch of shit for like weeks. He was on a crazy binge, and he's been doing some fucking he's been sending some very dark social media texts, like kind of insinuating like, hey, this might kill me, and I kind of don't give a fuck. Jonny Knoxville caught wind of these texts, and Jonny, being a very true friend to SteveO, shout out to Jonny for doing that, because it's a beautiful thing he did. He went over there with a bunch of dudes and fucking straight up like strong arm SteveO and was like, nah bro, we're taking you to the fucking rehab, and we're not gonna let you kill yourself, bro. Like, we're stepping in like forcefully, physically, because we love you, and we're not gonna let you do this to yourself. Forceful intervention saved his fucking life. SteveO has now been sober. He makes videos, but again, like, what would have happened if his friends didn't come in and intervene? You know, who knows? We know that he's alive now and healthy. Sorry to get kind of emotional, but you know, when people stand up, when I see friends stand up for each other like that, just something in my heart, it's beautiful. It's not pitiful tears. It's just like gloriful tears. It's beauty. Something about human sacrifice for another person is just something that's always moved my heart. So when I hear stories like that, it's beautiful. And I guess maybe I'm trying to, you know, pursue an intervention with joy, because I do think she's been lying about a lot of things. I don't think she has anybody in her life that can really tell her that she's been lying, and actually has the history and experience with her and others, and can now actually contact others that might be able to help too, because I feel like Cory really does care about you, or did care about you, and I think that he would be interested to learn these type of things. So, but before I do so, I want to make this video, and if Yana watches it, she has something to say about it. I'm curious to see what she has to say about it before I go and contact Cory. Yeah, and again, this has been on my mind for really since she said that, but I haven't wanted to make the video because part of me is like, maybe I should just let it go and just see how things play out. But that's a big problem of why things are so fucked up in the world today, not just from a micro level, but in a micro and macro. Like personality relationships, not speaking up, that's something that I need to stop doing. So whenever I hear something that doesn't smell right, I need to speak on it, because that's a pattern of my life that I've enabled. Like, not speaking up is something that I really need to stop doing. I've done that so many fucking times, and it's created a lot of hell for me, myself, and others, and I can't do it anymore. You know, especially with somebody like Yana, who has the potential to, who knows, but for anybody, I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm not going to do it anymore. It's not good. It's not right. And it is perpetuating evil, in my opinion. So, all right. I love y'all. Have a good day. Bye.